Nobody can have their Smarties around here? Hello and welcome to my world on your screen. I'm your host, as always, Zynga, and this is actually going to be the dawn of a new era. I'm changing the way that this works, and you can tell that obviously it's going to be longer, it's going to be a lot more different than it was before. Just having a little drink of Sprite here. I'm talking, it evaporates a lot of, anyway, that's too much information. So you can see right now I have this thing up here that says submit your questions, and I'm going to open it up to more than just questions. I'm going to let you guys tell me what I should improve on, what I should do better, your questions about the show, and what should be the new name, because I'm going to change the name of this thing, because my world on your screen really does not help, because this isn't my world, and if it were my world, it would be kind of weird. But, there you go. So, the 5 ways to clean your computer in 2013. And I'm looking at this, and it's all the same. It's the same list as you would see just anywhere. Makes me wonder if we haven't gone through this millions and millions of times. I mean, nobody does it. Nobody does anything to keep your computer clean. And hell, I don't do it either. I do back my stuff up. And I do run virus scans, but I don't clean my computer off with an antiseptic rag or disinfecting wipes. I don't do any of that. Maybe I should, but I don't do any of that. So have you checked your junk mail recently? And I realized how much junk mail you actually get? How much spam you actually get? The reason for that is because the spam rules are actually not in effect. And this was actually passed 2 years ago. And the Anti-Spam Act, the Canada Anti-Spam Act, which was passed in December of 2010, which was supposed to minimize the amount of spam tweets, text messages, emails, all that wonderful stuff that we don't like that goes into our spam box. But that legislation is still not in effect, and I'm sitting here and I'm wondering why. And Industry Canada is the holdup, and I'm just hoping that they can remove this holdup pretty quickly, because I'm sick and tired of my spam, man. I don't know about you guys, but I hate spam. I hate it. It's terrible. It wastes space. I have a limited amount of space in my inbox, and it's annoying to have to see that. And have to every day go in there and click on purge and just get. I don't read any of my spam. If it goes into my spam mailbox by default, I just delete it. I don't look at it because it's there for a reason, right? Maybe I shouldn't do that because I might get some kind of important email and it goes into my spam box and I don't read it. So Angry Birds and YouTube are among the top apps of 2012. And really, does this surprise anybody? Why is this even a news story? It doesn't surprise me, because Angry Birds is popular. But you know what I've noticed? A lot of people that used to play it aren't playing it anymore. I mean, you used to see it on just about everything. You used to see everybody playing on their phone, and you'd ask them, what are they playing? Oh, Angry Birds. You don't see that anymore. A lot of my friends and a lot of my family and a lot of the people that I know just simply stopped playing it. I don't see it nearly as often. In fact, there are only 2 people that I know of that still regularly play the game, which is kind of not what it was before. I will be honest, I've never actually played it, and I don't think I like it, just based on looking at it. It's not something that I'm into. I really don't like doing things that other people think are fun. So 2 companies right now are pushing for random drug and alcohol testing within the company, and it's pitting workplace safety against employee privacy and dignity. Like, if you were picked, a handful just picked, out of the blue, said, here, come with me, you're going to have a drug test. Come with me, you're going to have an alcohol test. How would that make you feel? But there are 2 companies that want to do this. Personally, if they want to do it, all the more to them. I don't think it's something that's necessary, personally. But if they want to do it, sure, whatever. And good luck. I don't think that's going to get passed, but good luck anyway. So, Sony Japan is stopping the production of PlayStation 2 consoles. What is the PlayStation 2, like 2 generations behind now? Yeah, it's about time. I mean, yeah, sure, okay, fine. It is the second best-selling console of all time. But it's 2 generations behind. If you really want to get a PlayStation, you should just go and splurge and get a PS3. I don't really like the PlayStation at all, personally, but I don't really like games in general. I just thought that this was interesting, and it was interesting that they're still actually producing the PS2. People are still buying it, right? Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this guy's name or the name of the song, but will 2013 see the retirement of PSY's Gangnam Style? This is actually kind of interesting. Now, for those of you that didn't know, that didn't watch, like me, that didn't watch the New Year's Rockin' Eve with Dick Clark that was on whatever the heck channel it is, I don't even remember. This is how prepared I am for this news story, but he suggested that it could possibly be the end, but he also conceded in that same interview that it would still be part of his repertoire, that he would still be doing it. I don't know if he will or not. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this song. I like it for the instrumental, but I'm not just this big, huge, avid fan of the song at all. It has over 1 billion views on YouTube, so if you really want to, like, judge how popular it is, there's your, yeah, 1 billion views. That is a lot, I think. Is it a lot in terms of YouTube? I think it's a lot. So Zynga is still in their recovery phase, and they're laying off more people. And they also shut down 11 different game titles just so they can cut costs, which is kind of sad that this is the hard times that they're in. Hopefully they can come out, because there are a lot of good Zynga games. I mean, sure, there are a whole bunch of terrible and rip-off ones, but there are some good ones. The ones that they've shut down are Petville, Mafia Wars 2, Fishville, Vampire Wars, Treasure Isle, Indiana Jones Adventure World, Mafia Wars Shakedown, Forestville, Montopia, Mojitomo, and Word Scramble Challenge. You can tell their naming scheme for these games is pretty much the same throughout the entire list. Some of these are good games. I've never personally played any of them, so I couldn't judge. But I think they're good games. What do you think? Post your comments below. So, Ubuntu Linux is entering the smartphone wars, as if there weren't enough smartphone operating systems already. And personally, I would rather see the desktop more developed for, because I still use desktop operating systems. And my entire website, my entire GUI gallery is based off of desktop operating systems, outside of a few. And if they stopped developing desktop operating systems, it would basically put me out of a job, kind of. It means I wouldn't have anything else to review. And I don't want that to happen, so please develop the desktop. Oh, and one other thing. Can you get rid of your dash search feature keylogger, because that is... Does anybody else remember Ubuntu, when Ubuntu 12.10 was released? The noise that was made about the dash search feature. It's... For those of you that don't know, it basically, when you type anything in, it will take your search results, any keystroke that you put into that search box, it will take it and send it over to Canonical, who owns Ubuntu, and then it goes from there out to various third parties. And basically they're data mining. They're mining your data, they're mining your search, everybody gets to see what you're searching. And that's creepy. I don't want people spying on my desktop. If you don't get rid of it, at the very least, turn it off by default. Because a lot of people will not realize, they won't even look at legal notices, because they put it as a legal notice. They put it in a legal notice, and a lot of people don't read those. So a lot of people probably don't even know about this feature. And if you don't know about this feature, I'm telling you now. So go in and turn that off. It's under privacy, and there is a toggle switch at the bottom of the window that you use, then just flick it off. It's easy, but I don't know why they couldn't do that by default. So Apple is no longer allowing Samsung to produce the A6X processor. Instead, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, is going to be producing it from here on out. And they're doing this to further distance themselves away from Samsung, which is, in my opinion, not a very good idea. It's always good to have partners. Based on the fact that they're suing Samsung out of the blue, they're suing Samsung, they're distancing themselves away from them, and now this. So, well, all the more to you for wanting to take more control over your actual iOS devices, the hardware that goes into it. It is not very good to lock yourself in to one specific thing. It's always good to have outside sources. It's always good to have bigger companies helping you along the way. And if you don't want that, fine, whatever. I'm not Tim Cook, so I can't really make your decisions. Honestly, you're not helping yourself. So Microsoft Office is going to hit iOS and iPhones and iPads and hopefully iPods too, but maybe not. And really Microsoft Office. So Microsoft must not feel very confident about their Windows RT, their Windows Surface, or their Windows Phone 8 or all that stuff. If they're still developing for iOS. Albeit it's a good idea because Windows Phone is not a very big not a very big fan base, not a very big user base. It was actually supposed to be a secret, and they didn't do a very good job at that. And the thing that I'm actually worried about is compatibility. And a lot of people are worried about compatibility with the desktop-based version. And, well, it needs to be compatible. You need to be able to sync everything. And some people actually still do use desktop computers. It's not dead. The desktop is not dead as a platform just yet. And I hope that they can maintain compatibility with desktop apps. Otherwise, I probably won't ever be using it. Then again, I will probably never pay for it anyway. The other thing I would like to see is maybe like LibreOffice or something like that move onto the mobile platform. That would be really cool. It'd be very nice, actually. So I wouldn't have to pay to use Microsoft Office. Yeah, I'm cheap. In case you haven't realized, I'm very cheap. And so that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully you like the new format. This is going to be a pain in the butt to edit, but I'll do it for you anyway. Remember to leave your comments and your questions below and at the page that I listed before. And yes, so we're done here. I hope to see you next time. Till then. The anti-spam stuff, which means that, I should probably have read this article before I even started. Okay, we are not prepared at all. So, companies, and two in particular, are pushing for workplace safety. That was not what the title of the thing is called. I mean, yeah, sure, it is, like, one of the most sellingest consoles ever. That's a lie, but... Sure, it is one of, like, the biggest consoles ever. It's not that either. What is it? Will 2013 see the ugh. Stupid Firefox. I hate it when it does this. It just, like, goes way down to the... Come on. I'm waiting for my story to load here. This is... TSMC is going to. I have never heard... Oh, wait. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna do that again.